Hello and welcome back to the Satoshi Society YouTube channel. My name is AJ, one of the co-hosts here, and today it is just me. We are going to go live later on today. Ben is going to be joining us for that as well. We're going to go live at about it's 3 p.m. UK time, so you'll have to work that out. Depending on what time zone you're in, but Ben will be joining us for that. But right now, I just want to give you a little market update because we have had a breakout on the Bitcoin chart. We also had a breakout on the Ethereum chart as well. That was yesterday, but yeah, I'll show you that as well. So first of all, I do just want to show you if I bring my screen up, I want to show you the DXY. So the DXY is actually getting a rejection. I've been speaking about this resistance up here. We are getting a rejection from this resistance, and basically I did anticipate this price coming up to $109. I did tell you if we were going to break towards the upside of this downwards trending channel, we would most likely hit this. We are using it as resistance, getting that rejection. But what I'm looking at on the DXY is I want to go onto the 12-hour, just have a little look at the 12-hour. Again, this resistance up the top here is still in play on this 12-hour. So you can see this resistance level here is still in play on this 12-hour chart. You can see we've had two touches of this resistance up here. And what we could be seeing here is a local top for the DXY. Because this is obviously resistance, we are getting that rejection. This could be a local double top for the DXY. And what we could experience is to see the price of the DXY come all the way back down, maybe down to this green daily level here. Now, this is a major resistance and support level on the daily time frame. So it is going to act as strong support if we were to come down to test that level. But I do think if this is a double top, a local double top, I do think the price is going to come down to around $104 for the DXY. Now, this would signal that we could see some price action towards the upside for the traditional markets and the crypto markets, but we'll get onto that in a moment, and we'll see if we can see that happening. But there isn't certainty that we can see the crypto market pump or the traditional market pump if we do come back here, because what we tend to see with the DXY is if the DXY is consolidating, we can see the price of Bitcoin and the traditional market either go up or down. It's normally when we see those big moves on the DXY on the bigger time frames is when we do see the big moves for the traditional market and the crypto market the opposite way. And what we can see here is that we are actually in this range if this is a confirmed rejection and we do come back down here, this is that confirmed range of this resistance level up here and this daily support level down here, this green line. As you can see, we are just trading within this range at the moment. If we can continue to trade within this range, then Bitcoin can either, and the traditional market can either go up or down. So I just wanted to update you on this DXY chart. As I said, a local double top I do think is forming here. So there's a potential that the price could come down to 104. If we take a quick look at the indicators, the RSI still has room to move towards the downside. But stochastic RSI is telling us we're getting into that oversold vicinity. So potentially maybe another retest of the resistance. We will see what happens there. But let's have a look at the traditional market. So let's have a look at the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 as of yesterday did actually get a nice bounce off this support level here, as you can see right there. Today, the market isn't open yet. No, the market isn't open yet. So obviously we're going to have to wait and see how the market reacts today, how the traditional market reacts today. We obviously do have that Jackson Hole meeting today as well, and that's when we are going live. Me and Ben will be live for that as well, so watch out for that later. But what we can see is we are actually finding support. As of yesterday, we are finding support along this support level. As you can see, previous resistance, previous support, previous support. So it has been a major level, and I am expecting to find support at this level, and that's exactly what we are. That's exactly what we are seeing. But obviously, this meeting later on today is going to affect the price as well. I do anticipate that. Now, if well, just looking at the technical side of things, if we were to break this support level on the S&P 500, this support level right here, if we were to break it, I do think we could see a pretty big leg down. Reason being, looking at the volume, we are seeing a decrease in volume, and you can see here the price has actually been going up whilst we have been seeing a decrease in volume. Obviously, looking at the bigger time frame, we are in this bigger downtrend, but looking from the approximate 16th of June, we've only been going up on the S&P 500, but we have seen a continued decrease, only very slight, but a continued decrease in the volume. That is bearish. Looking at the bigger time frame as well, we are getting a decrease of volume as well. If we do break this support, then I do think we could see. I do think we could see a big leg towards the downside for the S&P 500. But if we can get a break towards the upside of this resistance level here, with a lot of volume, an increase of volume, above these volume level highs here, then I do think we could see a big move towards the upside. But obviously, the meeting today is going to affect the market, I do think, and bring a lot of volatility into the market as well after Jerome Powell's speech. After we hear that, and yeah, looking at the Bitcoin chart as well over the past 5 days, and this is the 6th day we have been in this resistance level here. Not looking good. We have spent 5, and this could be potentially the 6th day that we spend within this resistance level. Now, this is showing a lot of uncertainty for me. People are just sitting on that sideline, and it also shows that this resistance level is a very, very strong resistance level. We are finding it very, very tough to get above this level. Previously, it's been major support and major resistance as well. So it is a very critical level that we have to be aware of at this moment in time. And as of right now, we are getting a slight rejection, only a very slight rejection. But again, you can see previously we've had these wicks towards the downside, and those wicks have been bought up, and we have closed within that resistance. But this resistance, as I said, very, very strong. And what I do think is that people have just been waiting on the sidelines, waiting for this meeting today and waiting to see what Jerome Powell says. So that's why I do think we have seen this very long period of consolidation over this few days, literally between the $20,900 level and the $21,800 level. So over the past sort of week, we haven't seen much movement within the crypto market at all. And I do think we are going to see a big, big move towards the upside or towards the downside when we do finally get that movement. I do think it is going to be a pretty explosive move, so be aware of that as well. So if we do get a negative reaction today, then the likelihood of it is we are going to get rejection from this resistance here. And I do think we are going to come down to this $19,000 level. Now, this $19,000 level is a price target on another chart, which I'll get onto in a moment. But this $19,000 level is very strong support, as you can see here. So, yeah, I do think if we come down to that level, that $19,000 level, we are going to find a lot of support as well. We have broken towards the downside of this bearish flag here. The price target for the bearish flag is actually at $12,000. As you can see, we broke towards the downside right here, but I'm not going to sort of confirm that $12,000 target until we break at least that $19,000 level. Because as you can see, that $19,000 level is very, very strong support. As you can see right here, previous support. So that is going to hold up the price, I do think. But obviously there is that opportunity, that possibility that we could break towards the downside of that support. So this is what I'm looking at on the daily chart. Just this resistance level here is the very key level that we need to be looking at as of right now. If we get a break above $21,600, then that's very bullish. But if we get a rejection and a candle close below that $21,200 level, then that is pretty bearish. Pretty bearish for Bitcoin, and then that $19,000 level is that I've been talking about is most likely going to be hit. Now, why $19,000? Well, this support level has been major support previously, but also looking at let's take a look at the 8 hour. Yeah, go on. We'll look at the 8 hour. So zooming out a little bit on the 8 hour, we can see that Bitcoin has actually formed this rising wedge, and we did break towards the downside of this rising wedge pattern, as you can see. And there was a clear break towards the downside, and we got that big reaction. Now, we did find support. So I gave you some price targets. The first price target was $22,600, $700 approximately. Second TP was $20,700, $20,800 approximately. And then the final target is just below $19,000, so approximately $19,000. We are holding the support at around $20,800, $700 as of right now. You can see we found some nice support here, and we are getting that bounce. That is support because it has been a previous low back here, and if you extend that line a little bit, it's been a bit of support here as well. So that's why we are getting held up at this level as of right now. But if we zoom in even more, and yeah, just to add on to that, the $19,000 target is the final TP for this breakout towards the downside of this rising wedge. That's why the $19,000 level is something that is a price target that I'm looking at Bitcoin coming down to. So that's why 19,000. Looking at the 4 hour, this is where we have seen that breakout for Bitcoin. So looking at the 4 hour, I've been showing you this for the past 2-3 days now, I think. And we have actually been trading within this bearish flag, this smaller bearish flag, after that massive bearish flag on the daily. So looking at this bearish flag, so the flagpole is up here, and the bottom of the flagpole is here. And I did actually take this flagpole and take it to the breakout point. If I do that quickly for you here, it does actually give us a price target of around $19,000 as well. So that is another reason why I do think $19,000 is a pretty realistic target. So the price target for this breakout, just to update you quickly, we have actually broken towards the downside. Let me just get my pencil. So literally as of 20 minutes ago, we did break towards the downside right here. So technically the price target is going to be down at $18,600 approximately. So that's why I do think that $19,000 level is something very realistic as of right now. Now, do I think we are going to see a big reaction and a big dump down to 19,000? Potentially, if we do get this bearish reaction from whatever Jerome later on today. But I do think maybe a potential retest of the bottom of the bear flag on the 4 hour chart before then seeing that pullback is something I do think is fairly necessary. Looking at the stochastic RSI, we are getting into that over sold region. So I do think a potential push towards the upside, testing that resistance at the bottom of the bear flag, and then that move towards the downside is a very potential scenario to play out. It doesn't have to be a candle rejection. It could just be a wick up, and then we see a rejection from that wick. But I do think a little retest of this resistance up here is something that is needed. But another reason why I do think this pattern is going to play out, and that is because looking at the volume down here, let me just readjust this trend line here. Looking at the volume, you can see we are getting this decrease in volume as well. So we can see this downtrending volume resistance level here, and we have got that break towards the downside. Now, when we see price action towards the upside and volume, so obviously here is price action towards the upside, and we do get that volume towards the downside, so we do see a decrease in volume. That is very bearish, and we do tend to see a break towards the downside and then a big move towards the downside, because what is happening is the bulls are running out of momentum, the bulls are running out of steam. They can't keep pushing the price up. They don't have enough momentum to keep pushing the price up. So what we then see is the bears taking control, and that's when we do see the break towards the downside, and then we do see the price come down. So I am expecting to see the price come down to $19,000 Obviously, looking at the daily chart, we do. Is it the daily? No, sorry. Zooming out, take a look at the 8 hour. So here, at $20,800 approximately, we do have that support level. So we've got to be aware of that as well, because it has held us up nicely 3 times previously. As you can see right here, it's been holding us up. Back here, it's been holding the price up, and even back here, if we did extend the line, it's been holding the price up there as well. So yeah, not looking too good for Bitcoin. I do think that if we do so obviously we are waiting to see what happens, what Jerome Powell says later on today, and that is going to affect the market. I do believe that is going to affect the market. So I do think it's going to be a little bit slow coming into that. I don't think that we are going to see a big reaction. Potentially, we have broken towards the downside of this pattern. We could see sort of a waterfall effect. We could just see the price come down. But I do think there's going to be a little bit of hesitation coming into what Jerome Powell is going to say. So yeah, I think maybe we'll see the price sort of consolidate slightly on those shorter time frames, coming up to his speech, and then after what he says, I do think if it's negative, if it is negative, we are going to see this bearish flag play out perfectly. And I do think $18,500 is that next target. But as I said, 19,000 is a big support level. So I do think it might just be a wick down to $18,500 potentially. But on the bigger time frames, we will most likely find support at 19,000 before potentially breaking towards the downside or getting a nice bounce off that $19,000 target. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. We have got that break towards the downside. So I am going to be actually scaling in to a short position, but I am going to be very cautious with this short position because of Jerome Powell's speech later on today, obviously. So I'm going to be very cautious because if we get a bullish reaction, then this technical pattern is going to be completely blown out the window. So I am going to be scaling into it just only very lightly. And then if we do get a negative reaction of what Jerome Powell says later on, then I will scale up that position, increase the amount of capital in that position. So yeah, that's my plan right now. So after this live, I am going to go into my Bybit account and scale into that short position just to run it through you again. We have broken towards the downside of the bearish flag with a decrease of volume. So for me, it's looking very bearish, and that is why I'm going to be scaling into that short position. Another thing I want to show you is Ethereum. I don't know when I gave it to you. I'll have to have a look. So let's look at Ethereum. So before I show you that trade that I gave you a few days ago on Ethereum, I will just show you the bigger time frame. So looking at the 12-hour, like we do on Bitcoin, we have this rising wedge here. We got the break towards the downside, and we did see the price come down. And as of yesterday, we did actually come up and test this resistance level up here. So if I just make the screen a little bit larger for you, you can see we did come up and test it literally to the dollar. It was pretty much to the dollar at this resistance level here, if you can see it right there. And that has been major resistance previously. So looking at it right here, resistance, and going back when we were above this level, we used it as lots of support before getting that break towards the downside. So that was obviously going to be a critical resistance level, and that's why I have it as a major resistance level on here. My major resistance levels are these purple boxes with the red outline, and for the opposite, the support is this blue box down here, the major support. Now we did get a rejection from that level, and we are seeing a little pullback for Ethereum. And if I do zoom in to the 1 hour, I gave you this trade a few days ago, and it has played out, well, it is playing out quite nicely so far. So what I gave you was this trend line here. And I did tell you that if we were going to get a break towards the downside of this support level here, then I was going to open up a short position, because the likelihood of it is that we were going to see a pullback for Ethereum, and that's exactly what we have seen. So we got the break towards the downside here, and we have seen a pretty nice pullback. So I gave you this trade about 2 days ago. We were actually down here when I gave you this trade on the was it then? No, it was 24. Yeah, so 2 days ago we were coming down and testing this support level. We did actually get a bounce towards the upside, but as you can see, as of yesterday, we did get that break towards the downside. Yesterday night, we did get that break towards the downside, and we have seen a pretty big reaction to that. Now, what am I going to do with this position that I currently have open? I am going to hold this position open until Jerome Powell speaks. If we get a bullish reaction to what he says, I will close that short position. But if we get a bearish reaction to what he says, then I'm going to open up this. Sorry, not open up this position. Continue to hold this position open because I think that short will completely explode if we do get a negative reaction to what he says on the traditional market and the crypto market. And that will just increase my profits on this trade. I did tell you that my price target was around $1,560 approximately. That was my final TP. So the other TPs were $650 approximately around here. So I have taken some profit around there. The next TP that I'm looking at is sort of around $1,610, and then obviously that final TP at $1,560. So that's what I'm doing with that trade at the moment. As I said, I gave you this trade a few days ago. I told you I would be shorting if we did get a break towards the downside of this support level here, and this short is actually playing out quite nicely. So that's sort of everything I've got for you. I do just want to show you the dominance as well. The dominance is very, very well to the percent. It has literally touched this support level down here, this major support level. So you can see on this week, this is a weekly chart. We are trading within the sort of 48% and the 39% range here. And yeah, I told you a very long time ago, if we were to get a rejection from this resistance here, we would most likely come down to this 40% level right here. And we are very, very close. We did just touch that at 40.31%, but I do think we are going to come down into this level. And for the future, if we do get a break of this support, then for me, that's going to be a massive, massive, massive altcoin season. And that's when I'm going to be shifting a lot of my portfolio into altcoins. But for now, because we are so very bearish at the moment, there's a lot of bearish talk. I know there are some bullish indicators out there, but the market's so uncertain and there's still a lot of bearish talk out there. I do think that the Bitcoin dominance is going to find some nice support here, and we are most likely going to see a little bounce. We are definitely going to see this if we do see the price of Bitcoin continue to come down, to 19,000 or even to 12,000. But yeah, we just got to be aware of that. But when we do finally get that, and I do anticipate it, when we finally do get that break of this support level here, I am going to be shifting a lot of my portfolio into altcoins because I do think we are going to have a massive, massive altcoin run. So obviously I will keep you up to date with that as well. So that's everything I've got for you today. If you did enjoy this video and this market analysis update, then please make sure you smash that like button. It really, really does help me out. And as I said, we are going to go live later on today as well. So check the liquidation charts. There's many short liquidations above 23,000 and 24K. I did actually have a look at sort of the longs and shorts. I haven't looked at the liquidations. I will have to do that, and I'll probably have to bring that back to you when we go live later on today. But I did have a look at the short and long positions, and what we're seeing right now is actually a lot of long positions. So going back into Bitcoin quickly, we are we are seeing that retest and that break back above that resistance. So I was not expecting this, but again, we do still have 3 hours and 27 minutes left of this 4-hour candle, so a lot can happen within that time. But we are seeing a little pump within Bitcoin right now. I did not notice that at all. Are we seeing that with Ethereum? We are seeing that with Ethereum as well. So maybe we are going to have a little bullish price bullish price action coming into what Jerome Powell says. But again, this is going to be resistance, this white level here, because previously it has been support. But yeah, so I was looking at the longs and shorts, and we are actually seeing a lot of longs down here. I do think, because we've had this break towards the downside and we are getting that decrease in volume, I do think we're quite bearish, and I do think we are going to continue to see the price come down. But obviously, if we get a bullish reaction to what Jerome Powell says, then I think all this TA is going to be sort of wiped out. Yeah, so dollar just had a double top. Any thoughts about that? Yeah, I did actually talk about that earlier on. I did talk about this local double top on the DXY. I do think this is going to be a double top, and I do think we are going to see it's come down to $104. That's what I was telling you earlier on in the stream. I do think this is a local double top, but again, we are in this range here, and when we are in a range with the DXY, there's never there's not always a certain sort of direction for Bitcoin, but because we are getting this rejection, or we've had this rejection from the resistance, and we are getting this double top, maybe this is why we are seeing this push towards the upside for Bitcoin. We'll have to wait to see what happens when the traditional market opens up as well. I think that opens up in, that's about an hour's time that opens up, if I've got the time zones correct. But yeah, looking at the DXY, we are getting that rejection, and that's why potentially we are getting that push towards the upside for Bitcoin. But yeah, I do anticipate the DXY coming down to 104, and obviously, that is going to be good for Bitcoin if we do see that, and the traditional market. It is going to be good for the crypto market if we do see that. But again, we do just have to be aware of this bearish flag on the 4-hour. Now, we could actually extend this bearish flag to the wicks. That is a possible scenario as well. If we do extend them to the wicks, so we are still finding support along here. You can see 3 touches there, and this is the 4th touch. So potentially that could be how we chart this bearish flag as well. Maybe I charted it wrong first. Maybe I charted it wrong doing it off the candle bottoms. Maybe it is better to chart this off the wicks. We will see. I think I'm going to chart it like that. So maybe we haven't had that break towards the downside yet, but it depends how this candle closes, because we do still have 3 hours and 20 minutes left of this candle. A lot can happen in that time. So, we do just have to be very, very aware of that. But, DXY, this is very good that we are getting this rejection. I do anticipate that we are going to see the DXY come down to 104. And I did predict the last price target perfectly. We did come up to that $109 level and hit that level almost to the dollar. We were literally 35 cents over that price target I gave you. So maybe I can hit this price target perfectly as well at $104.74. So let's hope that happens. Yes, the fake out is happening as we speak. Yes, so maybe, so how I had it charted last time, maybe this could be a fake out, but as I said, 3 hours and 20 minutes left of this 4-hour candle. So there is a lot of time, and there is going to be a lot of movement within that time. Or maybe I just charted this wrong, and we have to take it from the bottom of the wicks. So we will see. Let's see, what else have we got here? We are literally hovering over the 200 MA. Let me see if I can find that chart for you. I'm pretty sure I had the 200 MA on here somewhere. Maybe I have to add it back again quickly. Unless I've got it on this chart here. No, I don't. So let me just add that 200 MA in quickly. Why is that not letting me add it? Let's take away that then. Indicators, add the 200 MA. Inputs 200. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Let's have a look at the 200 MA. So 200 MA, depending on what you're looking depending on what chart your exponential moving average. Okay, looking at the 200 MA. So if I just bring up the, I'm not looking at the exponential moving average. I'm just looking at the 200 MA, and we are actually below that. So that isn't looking good for Bitcoin in the longer term. We do want to be above that because we haven't spent much time below that 200 MA previously, which is that purple line. You can see previously we've never actually spent a lot of time below that purple line, which is that 200 MA, as you can see. So we do want to be above this level, and we don't want to spend too long below this 200 MA because that is very bearish. Devin Smith, nice to see you again. Morning. How are you doing? What time is the speech? So the speech is, well, we are going live UK time. It is 3 o'clock. Dubai time, it's 6 o'clock. I'm based in the UK, so it's 3 o'clock for me. And for Ben, he lives in Dubai, so that's 6 o'clock for him. So just work that out with whatever time zone you are in. So we are in British summertime at the moment, so it is going to be 3 o'clock for me. Yes, 3 o'clock for me. The buy signal is also flashing. Yes, not confirmed yet. So we did talk about this. I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. Looking at the 100 MA and the 50 MA. So let me get rid of the 200 MA. The 100 MA and the 50 MA, as you can see right here, are very, very close to crossing. So that red line is very close to crossing that blue line. When we've seen this previously, it's been a very, very bullish sign. So it's actually bearish if if these two lines cross, but it's actually bearish in a very, very good way. So looking at the last time we crossed, so we've had this bearish cross previously, and this was back on the 18th of February 2019. Now that's a bearish cross, but it's actually very bullish because it does sort of signal that bottom vicinity and signal to us that we have established that bottom. So you can see where this yellow dotted line is here. That's when it crossed, and that is the candle right there where we did get that signal flash, and we did see from that cross, we did see a massive, massive rally. If I do zoom out as well, you can see that we have had that massive, massive reaction from that cross. Massive, massive pump all the way up to all-time highs. Now that was in 2018. We've seen this before as well. We've seen this in 2015. So back on the 27th of April in 2015, we also saw the same bearish cross, which actually is more of a bullish cross because it does signal that bottom vicinity. You can see right there, signaled that bottom vicinity. And from that cross, we did see the price pump to absolute all-time highs. We had a crazy, crazy parabolic run. So going back to where we are now, we're about to get that cross. Now, that is very, very bullish if we do get that across. Looking at this indicator's past history, it's very, very bullish. So this is one of the bullish signs I'm looking at. And also there's the pi cycle bottom. If I just add that pi cycle bottom indicator in as well, you can see that a pi cycle bottom indicator has crossed, and that has previously signaled the bottom. So if I just get rid of the 150 MA, as you can see here, that pi cycle bottom has crossed, which has actually signaled to us that the bottom has already been established. Now, looking at history, when we've had this bearish cross on the pi cycle bottom, it has signaled the bottom perfectly, and we've had that crazy, crazy rally towards the upside. That was back in 2018, December 2018. This has happened again in 2015, January 2015. We've got that bearish cross. We got the signal that's Bitcoin established that bottom, and Bitcoin did actually establish its bottom. And then what we saw from there is that crazy, crazy parabolic move towards the upside. So looking at these indicators, we have already established the bottom. Well, this pi cycle bottom indicator, especially, it has signaled to us that we have established that bottom. And we are going to see just price action towards the upside from here. Maybe a bit of accumulation phase before we get that next cross where the green line goes below the red line, which is actually that bullish cross, confirming that we are in that we are in that bull market again. But yeah, those are sort of the bullish signs that we are looking at. But again, going back to this chart here, we have broken towards the downside of this bearish flag, which is giving us a price target of around $12,000. I'd only think that if we do break $19,000. But obviously, this chart can actually be invalidated. So if we do see the DXY continue to move down, and even if we break below $104 and come back down to this major previous resistance at this purple level here, which is going to act as major support, then I do think that we could get this bearish flag invalidated. So as you can see, we've seen these bearish flags 3 times before in confluence with the RSI. So you can see here we've had support on the RSI. We've got a break towards the downside of the RSI, and then a break towards the downside of the bearish flag. That massive leg towards the downside that happened again here. We've got that support on the RSI. The support was broken. The support was broken of the bearish flag. We've got that leg towards the downside. That's what we're seeing now. We've got the support on the RSI. That has been broken. Now the bearish flag has been broken. This is only going to work until it doesn't work. So potentially we could get this pattern invalidated if we see a nice run towards the upside in the coming weeks. In the coming days, in the coming weeks, if we can break above this resistance level here, we are most definitely going to come up and test $22,500, $700-ish. If we can break above that, then we invalidate this $12,000 price target from this bearish flag. And that is a scenario that could play out. And that would sort of give me more confirmation that these patterns here, so that the 100 and the 50 moving average, this signals to me that those are going to confirm the bottom, and that the price cycle bottom has already confirmed that bottom. Now, not 100%, because obviously we cannot rely on these indicators 100%, because a lot of bearish fundamental news could come out, and we could see a very big negative reaction in the markets. But seeing the DXY have this rejection is very good, and that's potentially why we are seeing this pump. And I am going to sort of chart this, and I am not going to enter that short position as of yet, because I have recharted this. I did say at the start I was going to short this because I had it charted like this, but now I am just going to wait, because it has opened my eyes a little bit, and just thought, is this the right way to chart it? That is potentially the right way to chart it. So I am just going to have it charted like this on a 4-hour chart. If we do get a break towards the downside here, then I will open up that short, because again, this is a bearish flag and we are getting a decrease in volume, as you can see down here. Price action towards the upside, which we have been seeing here, and volume towards the downside is very bearish. So that's what I'm looking at. But yeah, DXY is very good, because we are getting this rejection. I'm just going to have a look at some of the AJ for president. AJ, AJ, I want my daughters to have your babies. Yeah. What's next? The bottom might not still be in. I would rather be swinging in the near term. Yeah, for me right now, I haven't, over the past few weeks, I haven't really been, other than that Ethereum trade that I'll give you, I haven't really been trading those shorter time frames. I've sort of been doing these bigger swing trades. I did give you another trade, a link trade a while ago. I think that was maybe last week or the week before. I can't remember now. But that was more of a swing trade. That was a rejection from a sort of a major resistance level. And we saw a pretty big move towards the downside for that. And I remember that was over 100% move. I think it was a close to 110% move. So at the moment, I am just sort of looking out for these bigger swing trades, because yeah, we are in a very uncertain market at the moment, and that's what we tend to see at the bottom of these bear markets. Very lots of uncertainty, because there's all this FUD going around that we are going to see more price action towards the downside. But it's like, me and Ben talk about this a lot. It's like when we were up at $70,000. When we're up at $70,000 and all of the indicators are telling us that we're overextended and we're in dire need of a pullback, all of these people on Twitter, all of these YouTubers are saying, no, we're going to 100K, we're going to 200K. And it's just not realistic. And it's the same with, it's just the opposite way with bear markets. When we are at these very, very low prices and people are calling for these sort of $10,000, below $10,000 targets, then that sort of indicates to me that it's just a vice versa of the bull market, and potentially that bottom is already in. But again, we do have those price targets for $12,000, so we cannot completely wipe off $12,000 and even $10,000. We cannot completely wipe it off the table, because looking, if I just quickly show you, looking at previous bear markets, so let's go back to the 2018 bear market, we saw a pullback of around 84%. We've only seen a pullback of approximately 75%, 74%. Going back to 2015, we've also seen a 86, 87% pullback. So we haven't had the normal pullback that we see within a bear market. So we could see that pullback maybe down to 12,000, maybe down to 10,000. That is still on the table, so we can't wipe that off the table. But yeah, when we do see all this FUD of these massively, massively low price targets, then that sort of indicates to me that we are going to, that we are in that bottom vicinity. It's like when we're in the bull market. When we start seeing everyone talking about these massively overextended targets for 200K, 500,000, even $1 million, that sort of signals to me that we are in that top vicinity, and that is just something we do just have to be very, very aware of, and that's what these indicators could be indicating to us. Everyone talking about these lower price targets, some of these technical patterns indicating to us that we are going to go lower, but maybe these indicators here are actually giving us the right instructions. Obviously, they can never be 100%. Previously, they have been 100%, but indicators can't always be 100%. So we do just have to be very, very aware of that. So are we bullish or bearish? That is the question. Right now, it's really, really hard to determine if we are bearish or bullish, because we do have to wait and see what Jerome Powell says later on. But for me right now, looking at so this is looking at the daily chart. This is what I was telling you. This is what I've been telling you over the past few days. As of right now, I'm very neutral. Within this resistance level here, I am neutral. I'm not bullish. I'm not bearish. If we get a break towards the upside, I'm then bullish in the shorter term. I do think we are going to come up to $22,500. If we get a rejection, I'm bearish. I do think $19,000 is that next target. So that is my answer to that question. Right now, at this moment in time, I am neutral. I'm just extremely neutral. I've been neutral for the past 5-6 days because we have just been trading within this resistance. Once we get a break towards the upside, I'm bullish in the shorter term. And in the case that we do get a rejection, I am bearish in the shorter term. I am bearish. I do think we are going to come down to this $19,000. But as of right now, I am just neutral. Dixie falling catalyst today's speech. Yes. So let me just bring up the DXY again. So there is a possibility that we can get a big reaction on the DXY from the speech as well, depending on what Jerome Powell says as well. So I will be taking that into consideration as well. Right now, we are getting a rejection. If we see a negative reaction, a positive reaction within the crypto market and a negative reaction towards the dollar, then we are going to see this rejection continue and most likely come down to that $104 level. So yeah, I'll keep you updated with this as well. Let's have a look. What other questions have we got? In the comment section, leave me some altcoins you would like me to do some TA on. I do want to do a video just on suggestions that you have given me, what you want to see. So give me some altcoins in the description that you want me to do some TA on, and I will do that for you. I'll do a video just dedicated to the altcoins that you want me to do some TA on. So make sure you put those in the description, and smash the like button as well. It does really help me out as well. I can see Ape so far. Do Cardano. Okay, I'll do some of those. I'll make sure we could have a little look at Cardano potentially in this video. But yeah, put them in the description, and I will do some TA on that for you. I'll do a video dedicated for it. Let's have a look. Any other questions? Sorry. Yeah, definitely. If the Dixie falls further, then tech stocks might soar again. Definitely. That's exactly what we will see if we do see the Dixie continue to fall. So yeah, how much longer do we have until traditional market? Yeah, it's about half an hour till that opens. So yeah, we'll see how the reaction to that happens as well. See what the reaction is to that as well. If these guys are expressing fear, buy. Yeah, fear is, when there's extreme fear in the market, it's a very very good time to buy, and the opposite it's the opposite with the bull market. You know, when there's a lot of fear, a lot of greed, then it's a very very good time to sell. If they say, do you see a dump coming? If they say pump, do you know a dump is coming? I'm not too sure. To answer that question, I'm not too sure. Ada, I'll put that down. I'll write all these down as well before I go, and I'll just take a picture of them so I know which ones to do. I'll sure I've done some TA on that previously, and there was a nice trade that I actually gave on that as well. Chainlink, yeah, Chainlink. Link, that's where I had that really nice 110% trade. So yeah, I do like to trade Chainlink. Chainlink is a very very good thing to trade because it does follow Bitcoin quite well. I have found that it does follow Bitcoin quite well. And Bitcoin's probably one of the easiest things to trade. So yeah, it's really really quite nice to trade Chainlink. Yeah, so I'm seeing here Near Protocol. Yeah, I do love Near Protocol. How's the future? I do think the future is very big for Near Protocol. I'm a big fan of Near Protocol, and I do think we made a video about Near Protocol. Well, not dedicated to Near Protocol, but it was mentioned in one of our previous videos. So I'll have to link that below. Hey man, love your TA. Thank you very much. Yeah, I love doing TA. TA is one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, so thank you very much. What else? So will it go up or down? That's the question that everyone's asking. Will it go up or down? Just to go over that again, I'm neutral. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to go up or down yet. If we get a break towards the upside of this resistance, then we're going up to $22,600, $500 approximately. If we get a rejection from this resistance, we are going down to 19,000. That's all I can say as of right now. I cannot say if we're going up or down because we are at this major, major resistance level right here. As you can see, we've spent 6 days. This is the sixth day we've spent in this resistance level. So we cannot say that we're bullish or bearish right now. And obviously, we've got to wait to see what Jerome Powell says. So if we get a break towards the upside, then $22,600, $500 is my target. If we get a rejection, then $19,000 is my target. That's all I can say right now. Trading Chainlink gives you better gains than Bitcoin. It does. Trading altcoins gives you a lot better gains. That's why I like trading Chainlink as well. That's another good reason as well, because it's very similar to Bitcoin, but it gives you a lot more returns. XRP TA, yes, I can look at XRP as well. I'll do a video dedicated to it. So make sure you smash that like button if you do want to see. That video. It does really help me out if you smash that like button as well, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Yeah, so I think that's everything I've got for you today. As I said, DXY is something that we're looking at. We are getting that rejection, which is most likely why we are seeing this pump right now in the Bitcoin chart. And yeah, we do still have this sort of bigger range here, this bigger bearish flag. I have readjusted that from here to down here. Looking at it now, it does look like it is sort of better to chart it like this. So yeah, that's everything I've got for you today. We are going to be live later on today, so watch out for that. We are going to be live. UK time it's 3 o'clock, Dubai time it's 6 o'clock. Ben is going to be joining us for that as well, so be aware of that. We are going to be live whilst Jerome Powell is live, and we're going to see how the market reacts. We're going to go down into the 1 minute, into the 5 minute, and see how the market reacts to that. And just to finish off, because I know this is what everyone is asking: are we going to pump or are we going to dump? I don't know. I'm neutral right now, but if we get a break of the resistance, then I think we're going to pump. If we get a rejection, then we're going to dump. That's all I can say right now. Break of the resistance up to $22,600 approximately, testing the resistance at the bottom of this bearish flag. If we get a rejection, then we're going to come down to the support at $19,000. So that's everything I've got for you. Make sure you slap that like button. It really, really helps me out if you do smash the like button. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you later on today where Ben will be joining us as well. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you later.